Bueno, saludos, hola, ¿qué tal? Y bienvenidos a una entrevista más con Valencia Basket. En esta ocasión el fichaje internacional que ha tenido Valencia Basket esta temporada, una jugadora con experiencia WNBA, con mucho recorrido y que viene a Valencia también a consolidar su carrera y vamos a ver qué nos puede decir. Lauren Cox, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, you had this summer, taking in mind that Valencia also have a lot of experience, not experience, but is pushing a lot for this specialty that for the 3x3 basketball. How was for you to being this summer playing for the national team of the United States with all that means and came into a club that also have a team for 3x3 basketball?
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my time. Anytime that I get to represent my country, it's a blessing. So 3-on-3 is a lot different than 5-on-5. It's a lot quicker. You got to be quick on your feet, and it's great that Valencia has started to get into the 3-on-3 because I think it's getting a lot more popular.
Nos decía que para ella es una bendición jugar con la selección americana, que al final es una cosa siempre especial para cualquier jugador representando a su país, que la especialidad del 3x3, la modalidad del 3x3 siempre es un deporte más rápido, es un deporte con mucha más velocidad y hay que tener otras cosas en cuenta, y sobre todo también que también está muy contenta de que Valencia Basket haya apostado también por esa especialidad y que esté en un club así. Alright, you had also WNBA experience, you didn't play this summer, but how do you see the situation that the WNBA it's not allowing in some cases to the players to not being after the pre-training camp and arrive to the training camp time, while in Europe it's already closing the playoffs?
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens this year. There are a lot of big names that come over to Europe to play, so it will be interesting to see what happens this year and to see if they make any changes in the future.
Le preguntamos también por eso, por si que ella que tiene experiencia en WNBA y que este verano también la WNBA está poniendo muchas restricciones para las jugadoras que no llegan a la competición cuando empieza la temporada regular, que en muchas ocasiones en Europa es aún tiempo de playoff. Y nos decía que va a ser interesante al menos porque hay muchos grandes nombres aquí, hay muchos grandes nombres que también van a volver a jugar en la WNBA, así que va a ser un momento interesante. Talking about Valencia, what do you know about Valencia before came, and how do you feel now that you are here in Valencia?
I didn't know much. I knew that it was a great team that had a lot of history of winning. I spent a few days here for Copa de la Reina last year, so got to see the city a little bit. Now that I'm here, I'm having a great time. I love the city. I love my new teammates. They've really welcomed me.
You mentioned at Copa de la Reina you came after singing at the middle of the season with Tren. How was that for you, for your first experience in Spain?
It was really good. I had a great time. San Sebastian is a beautiful city. The people from that team, the coaches, everyone, they were great. I had great teammates, so I really enjoyed my experience there.
Le preguntamos un poco qué sabía de Valencia antes de llegar aquí, lo que le parece ahora, cómo fue su primera experiencia también con el Ibaeta en San Sebastián, y nos decía que no sabía mucho, que sabía que Valencia tenía mucha tradición de baloncesto, que era un equipo que había ganado títulos en el ámbito femenino y que pues eso, que estuvo en la Copa de la Reina jugando, y que decía que con el Ibaeta pues había disfrutado mucho, que había tenido muy buen ambiente, que había estado a gusto en la ciudad y que había sido una buena experiencia. Saying Azumu Gurusta, that is probably one of the longest coaches that trained in the competition per now, to Rubén Burgos that also won some of the titles, in fact all of the titles that the female basketball in Valencia now have in the modern time, let's say. How is for you changing that situation? What do you think is the biggest change among Azu and Rubén?
I think they're very similar. They both have passion for the game. They want to teach us things and just be the best coaches that they can be. I'm still kind of getting to know Ruben a little bit, so I'm looking forward to that.
Le preguntamos un poco por la comparación entre los dos entrenadores, Azumu Guruza, que es una de las entrenadoras más veteranas de la competición, con Rubén Burgos, que a pesar de que no hay mucho tiempo en Liga Femenina o Liga Femenina 2, sí que ha ganado muchos títulos con Valencia Basket, y decía que eran perfiles similares, que está teniendo que aprender también muchas cosas de Rubén, pero que al final son dos personas que quieren enseñar muchas cosas y que eso también le gusta a ella. Talking about also representing United States, as I mentioned it before, this year, a few days ago, in fact, United States win the World Cup. How the perception we have here too is like United States will never lose again. How do you see in the United States? I think I always been curious. How do you see it's a necessity of gold without no matter what, or it's something else?
I mean, obviously, the United States is a powerhouse. They win a lot of games, a lot of medals, and they have some great players on that team, great coaches on that team. And I think they're going to keep winning. But I also think that there are other great countries out there with great players, and maybe someday we'll give the United States the run for their money, so we will see.
And also, because you mentioned it, other countries, there was players that lasted a lot to be part of the national team, like Natasha Howard, that you will face it in EuroLeague this year, that was in talk sometimes to get nationality for other countries, and in Spain was a main topic for the male basketball. But did you think in any moment had other nationality, or how is this talks with other players that for the Americans to have other nationality to have a better situation maybe in the national leagues in Europe, or maybe play a national competition, international competition with another national team?
Yeah, I think that it gives players a lot more opportunities, especially because the U.S. team is so good. It's hard to make that team. So players who are maybe on the border of making the team, not making the team, are able to play for other national teams. So I think it gives players good opportunities.
And in your case, you think it a little bit? Or?
I mean, I have never really thought about it. Maybe in the future, but I don't know, we'll see.
Le preguntamos eso, al final Estados Unidos hace unos días venció la Copa del Mundo, le preguntamos si realmente era esa necesidad que vemos desde fuera, que Estados Unidos parece que siempre tenga que ganarlo todo por su talento y también por la calidad que tiene. Al final decía que es eso, que Estados Unidos es el gran equipo, que tiene mucha necesidad también de tener muchas jugadoras y que al final siempre acaba ganando, pero ella cree que en algún momento Estados Unidos, pues es, por lo que sea, puede acabar cediendo y que podemos ver otra vez a un nuevo campeón en el panorama internacional. Le preguntamos también por las nacionalizaciones, las ventajas que puede tener. Ella decía que al final es una cosa que puede pasar, que al final las jugadoras americanas que están en el borde de entrar o no en esa lista que puede tener Estados Unidos, tanto para las Copas del Mundo como para las Olimpiadas, pues a veces deciden tener otra nacionalidad y que les puede ayudar. En su caso ha dicho que nunca lo había pensado, pero que a lo mejor en el futuro lo veremos. Mentioning the Americans, one of the biggest names that was here in the former team that had Valencia, Ros Casares, was Maya Moore too, that it's now kind of retired. They had Lauren Jackson, the Australian, that played so many years in the WNBA. And also now there's teams like I mentioned you, Fenerbahce, that have players like Grant Stewart that will arrive late to the team, but also have players now like Natasha Howard. What do you see when you came to the European basketball and see that talent of WNBA players that are in different teams in America and now here in Europe all together?
Yeah, the EuroLeague, it's a great league with some of the best players in the world, not just from the United States, but countries all over Europe. They all have great players. So it's going to be tough this year. It's going to be a tough season. There are a lot of good teams, but I think that we're also one of them.
Le preguntábamos por el nivel de la Euroliga, que al final en la Euroliga hay equipos donde hay mucho talento junto, que en la WNBA están repartidos, y que verlo aquí, pues al final ella dice que es de mucho nivel, que es de mucha exigencia, que al final es una competición de alto nivel y que también está contenta de disputarla. Personal question, Lauren. I read that you are diabetic, that also people say it could be tough for play, this could be not tough. There's also young players in the Valencia basket under categories that also have this situation. Could you explain it to the world to say how is to deal with that, or in a normal day how it's for you?
Yeah, it's an everyday responsibility. I have my ups, I have my downs. Some days are better than others, but it's something that you can't just push to the side and forget about it. You have to stay on top of it 24/7, and you have to manage your blood sugar, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do on the court if I didn't.
Le preguntamos por uno de esos temas tabú que siempre hay en las competiciones, que es el caso de Loren ahora mismo, es que que ella es diabética y es uno de esos tabús que, como decía, siempre separan en algún tema a los aficionados. Es decir, pues puede jugar, puede rendir más o menos. Ella lo que nos decía es que tiene sus días buenos, tiene sus días malos, pero que es una cosa que tiene que tener siempre presente, no es algo que puede dejar al lado, que tiene que cuidarse, que tiene que mantener todos los días y que es una responsabilidad suya la que hay. So Lauren, thanks for talking with us and best of luck this year in Valencia.
Thank you.
Y a vosotros, pues ya sabéis, tenéis que seguir, suscribiros, darle like al canal, seguir a Lauren Cox, seguir baloncesto femenino y todas las competiciones que podáis. Un abrazo y hasta la próxima. So, appreciate.
Yeah, thank you.